So if you ask pretty much any player in this game, they're going to tell you that the semi-limited spot on the ban list is essentially useless, and that a card should really either be at 0 or 3, although a lot of people do like the 1 spot as well. But I actually do think that the 2 spot has some utility on the ban list. Now, I think that there are a few very specific types of cards that are good at 2 on the ban list. The first major category, I think, is cards that abuse themselves. I think the best example of this is Summoner Monk. Just because you can Summoner Monk into a Summoner Monk, but then you're done. You're cut off from there. There's no more advantage guard off of that. You have your 1, you have your second one, and then that's it. So it abuses itself. Another good example I actually think is Rat Pierre, because you can use a rat to get into a second rat, but then that's it right there. So actually I think 2 is a very good spot for both those cards, Rat Pierre and Summoner Monk. I think Tour Guide is also a decent example, although Tour Guide doesn't really have a cost associated to it, although it does have to be your normal summon. But Tour Guide, again, it can abuse itself, but that one's a little bit iffier just because it doesn't really have a major cost associated with it. But also, speaking of cost associated with cards, I actually think that 2 is another good spot for cards that have powerful cards that have a cost with them. Again, Summoner Monk is a great example here, just because you have to ditch a spell. Obviously, if it didn't have that, I think Summoner Monk would definitely have to be either 1 or banned if you didn't have to ditch that spell card. But because it has that cost associated with it, it's a little bit more balanced, and it's extremely powerful. So they can stop 1, you still have another one, but you don't have 3 of them. So there's not as high of a chance of seeing it, so stopping it's a better play for your opponent. But it's super powerful, so if they don't stop it, you're getting a lot of advantage off of it. So I think 2 is actually a very balanced spot for cards that have a similar, or not hefty, but a well-balanced cost to them. Obviously, cards like, say, Magical Stone Excavation, which have a huge cost for what they actually give you, where it's essentially a neg-2, I think those obviously shouldn't be a 2 because they're such a huge cost that you're really not going to want to run them anyway. But anyway, those are just the 2 types of cards I think that actually work very well at 2 in the ban list, being cards that abuse themselves and cards that have a decent cost associated with them. But anyway, if you guys have any other ideas, leave them down in the comments below. I'd really love to hear them just because I want to get as good of a grasp on the situation as I can and just, kind of see what you guys all think on this, because it is definitely a very interesting topic, and one that most people really don't talk of and just kind of toss to the side. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. So, if you ask just about any player in this game, they will say that the spot... Jeez, that was freaking atrocious.